Because we are very pro-life, and we wanted to come here and see this service and participate in this service and make a statement to everyone who passed by and all the women who walked in, and just hope that they would change their minds.
This is pretty much the most important thing you could do on a Saturday morning. So.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that the average people that you know, do you think they understand what happens in abortion mills?
Many don't. I recently started a club at my school, and I had a lot of freshman students in it, and many of them didn't know what abortion was or what happened, any of the processes, about clinics or anything like that. So a lot of people are very ignorant to what exactly happens, the procedures for abortions and things like that.
What about you? What do you think?
I don't think many people realize it's a baby. They don't really know. The funny thing is they don't know what it is, but they don't believe it's a baby, and that's the sad part, because, as you can see, it definitely is a baby.
What was the defining moment for you as far as recognizing what abortion is and that you wanted to do something to help end it?
We were both kind of raised in a very, very pro-life family, and so we would go with our dad when we were old enough to the March for Life, and it's been very ingrained in us, and I don't know,
and talking to one time at a youth group, there was a bunch of women who came in, women who had abortions in their life, and
Silent No More.
Yeah, women from Silent No More, and it was a very moving experience to hear them all talk about how much they regret it. Every woman most of the women who my dad and I've spoken to who had abortions do regret it, and it's just it's the sadness that they have and the regret that they still have so many years later. It's really, you're able to see that this isn't just any other procedure, any other operation. So.
And both of you go to church, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think about church leadership? Do you think that church leadership should speak up about this issue when they're standing up on the pulpit?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're actually both Catholic, so the Catholic Church is obviously has very clear and strong ideas and beliefs about abortion, and that the Church makes a statement that it is wrong and that it is immoral, but yet talking to especially a lot of different people from Protestant denominations, it's very clear that sometimes it's something that is not glossed over and not talked about as much in church services or even in the doctrine of the church of that denomination. So yes, it's something that should definitely be talked about more in services and more with youth and more with the whole congregation.
Now, you know Father Pavone?
Yes.
Okay. Father
Not
Pavone,
personally.
That name sounds very familiar.
Yeah, Priest for Life. He's head of Priest for Life. He has said that 70% of the pro-life committees in the Catholic churches are dormant without anybody doing anything. So even though the church has a strong message, there's obviously a need to wake up the churches themselves. So what can you say to church leaders, pastors, priests about why they should get more involved and maybe wake up those committees and do more?
Yeah, I feel like they're always active Catholics in the pro-life group, but the average Catholic, I don't think it crosses their mind every day, this is a huge issue. So it's important that priests bring it up at homilies and stuff where the average Catholic is there, and for them to realize that this isn't, more than an issue every year at the March for Life. This is a day-to-day thing. So.
Yeah, definitely just making sure that it's something that I guess somehow, the pro-life people in the congregation bring it to the attention of the individual ministers and individual priests, so that it becomes a very real and applicable thing to the pastor or the priest, because it can often be very abstract and seem, if you don't know someone who's had an abortion or is dealing with that issue or has had an unexpected pregnancy, it can seem very distant and can seem an issue that you don't think is very effective in the nation or around the world, when it very much is. So I think it's something that you have to relate to on a personal level and make it you need to take it away from being abstract and make it something that's very real and understand that it is a real issue.
What is abortion?
Abortion is the murder of an unborn child from conception afterwards. Is that?
Yes, that's good. Not necessarily from the moment of conception.
Well,
yeah.
That's when life begins. And
yes.
Sometimes people say, after a certain number of months, that's a baby. But I think it's important that we realize it's conception. And even, I think it's 18 days afterwards, there's a heartbeat detectable. So it's it's definitely a baby.
Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely, I think sometimes people can say it in the wrong way, but definitely making sure that you say that it's the murder of an unborn child, and it's, you don't even have to say unborn, you can say it's the murder of a child. So just to make it clear that it is, you know, it's like going and shooting someone on the street, but you're aborting a child that's within you, so it still has a life and it has purpose. And if you're a Christian, it's obviously easier to talk to someone about this, but realizing that their life has significance and has meaning, and God has a plan for their life. So yeah,
and for that baby's life.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.